Up. What is up? What is up? Hi. Hello. How art thou? Hi, y'all. Hi. I put myself sort of together. I am probably going to be eating during this stream, so I do want to warn y'all because after this is over, about 15, 20 minutes after this is over, patrons, channel members, there's a live with me and M. I didn't create it yet, but there's a live. So hello, there's a live. All right. So first and foremost, y'all know the drill. Before I start saying hello to everybody, I got to pay my bills. I I have to say thank you so much, as per usual, as always, to my patrons and channel members, without whom I would not be able to keep this channel going. Now, I don't know why it just left me today, but I have found it and we're back. There we go. So on my Patreon, you have access to a podcast that's upcoming. It hasn't come out yet, so you have access to that. We have movie nights. I haven't done a makeup one in a schmidgen, but I'm working on that. Let me get moved. But anyways, thank y'all so much for supporting and chilling and hanging out. I appreciate that greatly, y'all. Before I even get started on this, yes, I am fully aware. I'm aware that Bijou Phillips filed for divorce from Danny Masterson. We're gonna have to talk about that tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about it tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that and Sneeko tomorrow. Okay. So first and foremost, I do want to say hello to Janet, Justine, Angie, Tamia. Hey, Cal is here. 93 Run. Sarah Jane, hi. Meg, Star, Kelly, Marcy, Danae, Adela. Yes, hi, everybody. Oh, that would be perfection. Thank you. So, y'all, listen, I've been trying to, I don't know why I lied. I've been trying to mind my business. I'm not minding my business. As any of my close friends can clearly attest, I have been deeply embroiled in every ounce of drama and tea that I can get my grimy paws on, okay? Because I am just like that. That's who I am. Um, oh no, Angie. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Flooding your basement. Ugh. I don't feel like the only people that have a basement in Texas, I swear, are people who like doomsday preppers, and they had to have one like installed, and it's really not like a regular basement. It's one of them container things because our ground's really soft. Um, thank you. Thank you. I love my ears. I like wearing them. So like, oh my God. That is, first of all, before I even talk about it, I would have to ask. I don't have a way to ask Nick about it because we're not friends. I don't have a way to ask Dustin about it. But baby, that whole situation is just like a lot. Oh no, Angie, gross. But that is a lot. There's a lot happening there, and I'm just like, because my goddess, I don't even know what to say. There's just like so much happening, and I feel like you'd have to get everybody's story. I don't know. It's just a lot. I'm just like, I'm just watching it and eating like I do all the time. I'm like, oh really? Ooh, she said what? Watching all this stuff. But and I don't even know if I'm going to cover that. Again, I would have to ask. I don't have to. I would just want to, because like that is a whole, yeah, it is not feeling good. It's like it's a lot of personal business being aired. So it's just too much. I'm like, oh, this is like actual personal shiz going down. And I'm good. Listen. Don't disclose that. I know you're not going to, but um not on the TV. I bet the ears look fabulous on the TV though. Yay. That's why I don't have any lip stuff on because I'm eating. Okay. I know I'm so unprofessional. But y'all, 3 days ago, Oz Media put out a video giving us an update on the Illuminati situation. So let me give you a speed run. Oh, 93 run. It doesn't even seem petty. It's like there's a lot going on. And I would have to get a bunch of receipts together. This would take more than my usual, just like side dive, you know? But for those of you who don't remember, the Cliff Snow situation is that Blair Illuminati Blair, I'm gonna just start calling her Illuminati. So Illuminati has she stirred up a hornet's nest because basically she tried to accuse someone in Legal Eagles team of like copying her and like ripping off her style, and it was an edit that anybody could use, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. She imploded herself by doing this because as soon as she did this, like everybody and their mama, they came a running. Everybody came to talk about how wackadoodle that Blair is. Like Illuminati be up to everything. Illuminati is rude, mean, nasty, and hostile. Allegedly, Illuminati is all of these things. So, oh, thank you. I'm working on like it's. Listen, a lot of these streams that I do after work, I might be eating if I have to be perfectly honest, because like I'm starved when I get off work. I wish I was I'm starved. Like when it's not no longer like hot, baby, I need to eat a lot of food. I'm so hungry. I don't eat out on route. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. What do you want me to? And I have IBS. That's a good plan. So, Luby Blair, I like that. So, Luby Blair caused a big poop storm, ruined her own career for narcissistic reasons, allegedly, and threw all her friends under the bus. All of them came out with videos being like, I have receipts. She is lying. And it didn't go well. You had Wonder come out because she disclosed his personal information, disclosed his personal health information to the world, which, I know it seems weird to say like the world, but she had like 1.2, 1 point something million subscribers. So to me, that is the world. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want anybody disclosing my poor, terrible mental health to like one person that I didn't approve of, let alone millions. So the whole thing has just like, and then it kind of died down. She's just been putting out videos anyway, and just, I guess, kind of pretending like this isn't happening. But we did hear word from Oz that she was attempting to sue. And the last that I had talked about this was after Madison from Cruel World Happy Mind. I just took like the biggest breath for no reason. But Madison from Cool World Happy Mind uploaded her video on the situation, and I felt like this is the last thing I'm going to say, and that's what I said. I was like, "Let's go, we're done. It's fine." And then Oz was like, "I have more information." So we're getting a little update. We're gonna react to it together while I eat food. Emily, thank you for the love on the eye look. I put it together right before this. I'm an unprofessional monster. Okay. So here we go, I think. Um oh no, that's not it. My bad. Wait. Just wait. I forgot to I forgot to open it. I don't feel smart. Okay.
I'm Oz, in the flesh. No cartoon avatar this time. I'm making this because I'm giving an update to both my regular viewers and those who are here for something a bit more specific. To my regular
Juicy.
viewers first, I hope this video can help explain where I've been over the last 3 years.
Question. Who here is a regular viewer of Oz, if anyone? Like I'm just curious. Because a lot of these people I've never heard of until all of this happened. Like I knew about Illuminati, but I didn't know about most of these other folks. I didn't even know who the click was, and apparently he's pretty big. But I just be in my own corners of YouTube. Okay. Because they all have the same brand of like very relaxed face. That's what I will say. Not rude. I'm not saying to be rude. They're just all very like, hi, I'm here. I'm like, okay.
For those who are here for the Illuminati drama, I do have some news, and I'm making this video for full transparency, as I believe this is important in a situation like this. First and foremost, I need to make everyone aware, for reasons that I hope this update will make clear, for my safety, I need to put a short and temporary pause on production of my video on Illuminati. The video will still, of course, be produced. I just need to put things on a lower burn and return to regular content for the time being for many reasons.
So for those of you who don't know, he is doing his like full on response to the just the shit stirring she did. She did a lot of them. Like she kicked up a hornet's nest of trash. I don't know why anybody would be so nasty, but like nasty behavior. Yeah, like voice actor. There we go. Illuminati. Everybody's only heard of Illuminati. Okay. All right. All right.
Some of them being the honest truth that I can't afford to continue at this rate, both fiscally and physically. Illuminati has taken this to a legal front, using the courts because of how poorly things went for her on the internet. As a reminder, for those of you unaware, Illuminati started a fight with a lawyer on Twitter, accused him of copying her style, which then led to other content creators and past collaborators speaking out about their past interactions with her. Illuminati is the one who took this off of Twitter and brought it onto YouTube, where she would then post a suicide note of one of her former employees for the world to see as an attempted own.
This woman, despicable. I literally cannot even imagine. Yeah. They all have the intonation of a wealthy Scottish woman. And you know what? I he does have the radio sounding voice. Yeah. So this is like I'm glad he's giving a better recap than I did. Because I was like, blah, blah, because you never know sometimes if they're going to give like a full, like, this is what happened, or if they're just going to go, here's the update. Just, yeah, absolute garbage. Like, I literally cannot imagine doing something so awful. And the video's still up and she's still acting like everything's fine. Her views are terrible, by the way. They're not good. She was easily averaging, like 250K, between 150 to 250K a video. Uh-uh. At least the last time I checked, it was abysmal. I was like, "Girl, you need to call somebody." So, let us go. We got Tracy B in the house. I don't know
Now,
why I'm saying it like that.
full transparency, I was one of the creators who spoke out against her, despite the fears and hesitations that I had. I've put a lot of things in my life on hold to produce this video, ending up with nearly 110 pages of a manuscript which details as much of what I can. And let me tell you something, converting this monstrosity into a video with its accompanying 5,000 screenshots has been one hell of a monumental task for me, a one-person team, to embark on.
Bro,
I want to get everything right, or more of I need to, and I need to ensure.
Did y'all see that? If you do editing, you know that's a lot. That is a lot. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
That everyone's stories are factual, but to do so, I need to pump the brakes and not rush this out for the sake of being able to not stress about my next meal, or my next bill for that matter. Because of this, I need to, and more importantly, I want to, continue my regular content so I can afford to live day to day. There is another factor to all of this, a factor which Illuminati has caused, or as I will be calling her throughout this video, Blair. For full transparency, which will be explored more in my future video, Blair and I dated. We were a couple for a...
I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know that. That was news to me. Was I not paying attention to all the other stuff? Did he say this anywhere else? Does anybody know? I don't remember hearing this. Okay. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention like I don't do sometimes.
Decent chunk of time. This puts me in an ungodly complicated situation of doing everything that I can to try and separate the relationship drama from the public drama, as in the process of dating her, there are a lot of things which I bore witness to. Before anything else, I want to firmly state that this update is being made with the understanding that there is a likelihood that this will end up in a courtroom. I say this because things have been escalating quite a bit behind the scenes, and the stress has certainly been rising. What
Oh
I
my
can
God. Why can't she just let it go? I cannot. I'm so loud and so wrong. Like, girl, just go to a corner somewhere. Like, if you could just be normal for like a second, be like a decent human being for a second. You make videos about shady corporations doing awful things to people less fortunate. And like, here you are doing the same. Wildly inappropriate. Wildly inappropriate. Trying to silence somebody with the court. I cannot. We need Reb. You know who I'm talking about? Reb for the rebrand on TikTok. We need her. I didn't realize what a nasty person she was either. The first time I realized it was the way that she spoke about Madison from Cruel World Happy Mind when she was on a podcast that I shan't name because it has since been removed from the podcast. But that's when I was like, I don't like her. I just felt like she was shady, she was rude, and like that kind of behavior is just unnecessary. Like either name the creator and tell them what's up and like stand 10 toes deep or just shut up. Like stop embarrassing people. Um she is not trying to drown alone. Hi, welcome. Blair Witch much. I'm eating vermicelli with pork from the pho place from Pho Real. That's the name of the restaurant. It makes me laugh. Yeah, she's fumbled her bag in others' lives. Like, girl, I feel like this is like the most intense villain arc I've ever seen happen on YouTube. Me personally, right? Okay.
only describe as retaliation from the person who's my ex, former employer, and prior colleague, Blair is in the process of currently foreclosing my home because of this
What?
stress.
Did he just say foreclosing my home? No. Hold on.
Been rising. What I can only describe as retaliation from the person who's my ex, former employer, and prior colleague, Blair is in the process of currently foreclosing my home because of this stress of Blair taking my home from me. I need to pump the brakes and change directions so I won't be homeless come Christmas. Because that's when Blair set my home to foreclose, right before Christmas.
Oh my God. Literally, the Grinch who stole Christmas. Jesus. Right. How is she making Jebediah Snorkelfish, also AKA Jalopity Staircase? Like, how is she making him seem well adjusted? Jesus. Oh my God. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, that is. Yeah, this is the nasty behavior. Like, I'm gonna take your home and I'm gonna do it before Christmas because I'm a monster. Oh my God. I cannot. I just, holy bag of coal is right. I genuinely cannot believe. Oh my God. Okay.
And yes, Blair has the power to set the foreclosure sale. This situation was a fear and hesitation that I had from the beginning, even telling Wonder as far back as April, a day before my thread went up, that I was mortified that if I spoke out against Blair or even dared to cross her, that she would retaliate with taking my home from me. When I did speak out, as many of you are aware, Blair sent me a cease and desist. A cease and desist, by the way, over a Twitter thread which she apologized for not only in her video, but as well as privately. Despite this, I persisted on working on my video, continuing the production of something which started as 20 pages, then slowly grew into the novel that it's become. Throughout this entire process, I had the fear that once I released this video, Blair would drop the hammer on me. I've lived the last 4 months.
Also, sorry, I eat like a monster. So if you're like, the more intense I get on this, like the more I'm shoveling food in my face. It's like a mukbang, but not really. I'm sorry.
Months of my life with the looming threat of Blair's retaliation. And truth being, from my understanding, she could have done this as early as June. As to why Blair waited so long, I'm honestly unsure. To me, it feels like Blair is taking every course of action that she can to prevent this video from being produced, from legal threats to trying to take my home, which wouldn't be surprising, considering Blair's alleged white-collar crimes I intend to expose with evidence within my video. Before any of this, however,
Mans just said alleged white collar crime. Y'all, my gossip lovers, my nosy babes, my people who like to be in everybody's business. We're about to get fed. I know that's not nice. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry, Oz. I'm not laughing at your like. The whole thing is this is wild. And I want to know all of I need to know everything. I'm the nosiest person on earth. If you kind of walk around, listen, I feel bad for my neighbors in my new house. Okay. That's all I got to say. I feel bad for them because I will know everything about them. There are people, I'm just going to know too much. Like, this is intense. Like, I'm like, bro, white collar crime. I'm into it. Expose her. Expose her.
I am taking the proper legal channels and speaking with the right people to elevate this down the needed path. Because of this, it would be unwise of me to reveal further information. I can only assume this is one of the reasons Blair is so determined to shut down my video's production. And to repeat myself from earlier, every word that I speak within this update is with the explicit understanding that this video may end up on the floor of a courtroom. In order for me to fight this, regular production of my content is needed to help fund the production of this said video. The reason why I'm making this update is so it's understood that I'm not just ignoring my obligations and responsibilities and suddenly hiding behind a flurry of videos in hopes that people will one day forget. The reason why this video has taken so much time as it has is not only am I a one-man team producing this, but I'm also continually uncovering more segments to the story and hearing more and more voices that come forward to speak their side of things. Interviews, questionnaires.
Y'all know how in The Wizard of Oz, the wizard's back there, just behind there, like, don't look behind the curtain. Like, I feel like she's an evil wizard. Like, this is Illuminaughtii is right. Like the bloomin' onion, whomever said that earlier, that is actually right because it keeps peeling back layers. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Did you see that? Did you see my brain just like empty out for a second and then it came back in? There's like all of these layers of this onion and it just keeps getting peeled back. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I never knew that I needed needed to watch you watch Scandal. I'm here for it. Listen, I I hope she does. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not one of those people who normally hopes that anybody loses anything. Well, actually, yes, I do because I'm a Taurus and I have vengeance in my heart 100% all the time. I am currently surviving off of spite. So I hope that happens. I cannot believe I believe he does have a GoFundMe, so I think that's gonna be somewhere in here because I feel like he had one a while back to help him with the legal fees a long time ago. Oh, Oz was a good show. I have to talk about that on my media channel. Listen.
Screenshots, the works, all from a number of individuals. During this process, the video will continue to remain under production. I'm not stopping this because of her retaliation. While she did successfully give me pause, I do fully intend to complete this video. Now, let's talk about how Blair is even able to foreclose on me. What put her in a position of power beyond a landlord, a mortgagee, which in my eyes is something even worse. As a quick note, Blair's name is not on any of the original documents related to my home. I'm providing all of this information to give full context to the GoFundMe as I feel it's more than deserved, as honestly, I would feel guilty as hell putting the video.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna make that bigger for anybody who wants to see it.
All from a number of individuals. During this process, the video will continue to remain under production. I'm not stopping this because of her retaliation. While she did successfully give me pause, I do fully intend to complete this video. Now, let's talk about how Blair is even able to foreclose on me. What put her in a position of power beyond a landlord, a mortgagee, which in my eyes is something even worse. As a quick note, Blair's name is not on any of the original documents related to my home. I'm providing all of this information to give full context to the GoFundMe as I feel it's more deserved, as honestly, I would feel guilty as hell putting the video on pause shortly after it hit its funding goal, followed by me just continuing to upload regular content without warning. More details will of course follow with the main video, as I do not have time to fully expand on everything. As I briefly stated previously, Blair and I dated. We started when I was 20 and she was 28. And currently,
oh no, you couldn't drink yet and she snapped you up. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's a rough time. Oh man, because when girls are 28, they got that boom boom, that bass, got that super bass. They got a lot going on. I'm so sorry. Listen, I can't help it. This is who I am as a person. But when they're that age, like, and then like, it's hard. Oh my God. This is like the most like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. And yes, thank you, Kat, by the way, that the link is in the video description. I do have that in here as well. He has a link for his video description. He has a link for his GoFundMe in his video description, and I have his video linked in my description and his channel. So, wow. Oh my God. Exactly. That's when the booty come in. That's when everything gets like, you're older, you know how to, work it. You know how to put your game down, flip it, and reverse it. I'm sorry. Listen, let me live my life. Okay. Okay. Cal said, I Googled what a mortgagee is, and apparently it's the person who loans you money for. Oh, I did this for a long time, but I've never had to like look at that. That was one of my many, one of my many autistic careers. I helped people buy and sell homes. I wasn't a realtor. I worked in real estate. It's a whole thing. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah. You don't? You just, I want to sex you up. That's what you do. I'm sorry.
I'm 23, almost 24. In the beginning, Blair walked me into several poor financial decisions. My naivety caused me to believe her reassurances that I could handle all of the financial obligations being dropped onto my shoulders by someone more experienced in life than I was. Why these obligations were placed onto me? At the time, Blair had bad credit, so all of the purchases, loans, everything was being placed in my name. This included the car that she purchased, then revoked from Wonderstruck. I was on the loan as a cosigner only because of my credit at the time. Eventually, though, the financial responsibilities that
Oh my god. She was like a sugar baby, but like the older one. A sugar stealer, you know? This is terrible.
I
Okay.
incurred would stack up on me, building a mountain of monthly debt that would lead me into several financially tight months and eventually just breaking.
God
This
damn.
would lead me to asking Blair, my partner, for financial help for things such as my home, which she was living in. Help from my partner, who at any given time would be making up to 30 times my monthly income. These amounts of assistance would be added to a ledger of debt. And I want to clarify again, Blair wasn't my bank. She wasn't my landlord. She was my partner at this time. This ledger also includes things such as a non-refundable design fee and land deposit on a multi-million-dollar custom home that she threatened to break up with me if I didn't agree to proceed on this with her, as well as other financial.
No, not the financial abuse. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Ooh. That is so sad. Like, everybody who has experienced financial abuse, put your hand up in the chat. That is Illuminaughtii Blair. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm about to cry. Like, I know it doesn't look like it because emotions are difficult for me, but I do feel like I'm about to cry. I feel like what 2 months ago, I just got over like the damaging financial trauma that I experienced in my marriage. And that marriage ended in 2016. It's what, 7 years later that I'm finally like, I can get a credit card because I'm actually not bad with money. Whoo, okay. This is yes. Beppy, this is like heartbreaking. Like I don't even know. Like I feel like my eyes are getting a little shiny. If I start to get weepy, I'm just gonna like put put Oz on like in full and just hide for a second. Oh my god.
Expenses that I honestly can't account for, nor even come close to this number when digging through my own finances. This ledger would creep into the range of $180,000, an insurmountable amount where I don't even understand how she got there. That number ballooned higher and higher, the number ever increasing, and I never questioned it out of guilt for needing help. Guilt from her telling everyone, from her friends to my friends to her employees to hell, even her Discord staff, about my finances, oftentimes unprompted. Guilt involving the fact that everyone I interacted with on a day-to-day basis looked down on me for her words towards me. My own partner, the person who was supposed to be my other half, was actively putting me in a position where she was chipping away at my mental health. I was afraid to tell anyone what was happening because she had convinced me that I was a parasite, that I
Oh, hold on.
I
Hold
avoided.
on. Hold on. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. I'm so sorry. Like, hold on. Oh, okay. I don't have anything to drink now. I have a sip of this. Okay. Oh my god. Why what is happening? Um um, this is like the most hideous thing I've ever seen. I um I what kind of monster are you to do this to another human being? Like I like literally I can't. Like that is horrific. Okay. Sorry, Erica, you're coming in while I'm like trying to like keep it together. All right, here we go.
Telling anyone who could have helped who could have helped me see what was happening out of fear of further confirmation, more eyes looking down on me. Something to note, when you're around Blair, your world revolves around her. In my case, my home was hers, despite her name not being on it. I had no friends out in Colorado, a state that I moved to at the behest of Blair. Only Blair's friends were out here. All of my connections had to be approved by her. I wasn't allowed to be friends with people she didn't like, such as Click in One Topic, or even Wonder, once that bridge was burned and reduced to cinders. I was even in a position where my finances were nearly entirely controlled by her, from what debts I took on to later being the fact that she was the person who signed my paychecks. All while my world was painted to me in a light where I should be grateful for her generosity.
I like listen, I'm so mad and I'm like trying to keep it together. I I didn't realize that this was gonna be like so personal. Like I can't I feel so bad. I feel terrible. I know almost exactly what a lot of this feels like. Ugh, this is the most vile, like, yes, this is the most vile, the most nasty. Like, I'm just like, girl, leave him alone. Like, just go. What's wrong with you? Like, ugh. Yeah, you know what, Kat? You are correct. I will be right back. I gotta go grab like something else to drink because I've run out of things to drink. My throat is getting dry. I'm trying to keep it together. Um give me 1 second. I'll just like play some music. I used to have a be right back screen, but I took it off for it. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've got two things that might help. Yeah, if this is like a lot for y'all, like just like roll because this is a lot. You can't have Twizzlers. You can't. Also you already ate all the gummies. Okay. Thank you for everybody. If you need to go because Kat should say that it doesn't get better from here. She is the worst person. No, I want to see this because I want her to get justice. Yeah, the courts will realize that. And the thing is, it's like, girl, there's all this stuff right now on the internet that can be used against you. So like just stop while you're still way behind. Because at this point, you're just like, are you trying to get top demon in hell? Because that's what it feels like is happening.
It wasn't until recently when I explained my situation to my parents, my friends outside of Blair's control, that I began to understand just how perverse my life had become for nearly 3 years. And I want to add, I tried to pay Blair back in any way that I could, by the way. I felt indentured to her by this debt she had hanging over my head. Hell, I even took a position in her company at a lower pay to try and pay this debt back. Offered to work with her in her crypto farm for free to pay back the debt. Anything that I could to try and make myself feel useful. While I worked for Blair's company, I helped improve it in any way that I could with my knowledge of how YouTube worked. I was able to assist in the push for Blair's channel to make the sudden and stark rise into a new payout range of 6 figures a month. All
Here's the thing. For anyone who thought like Wonder wasn't telling the truth, I just feel like no, you are incorrect. Of course she had a crypto farm. She was also trying to have some kind of creepy ass city. And like like an employee housing situation. Just like I cannot imagine the depths of evil. I mean, she can because she's been reporting on it this whole time. I guess I don't know what happened there. Devil lady.
while I was being paid not even enough to get by with my monthly bills. And Blair was very aware of my finances. I sacrificed a lot of my time to try and recoup this debt while also trying to help save her channel. Because in 2021, due to personal and private reasons expressed to me by Blair, this would lead me to up and almost entirely abandon my channel throughout the year of 2022. More of this story later because there are more pieces. But this led to the end of 2022 where Blair would take advantage of not only my financial strife, but both my legal and financial illiteracy in December of that year. When I was 23 and Blair was nearly
We also learned that from BioShock. Childhood, didn't we learn that employee towns are a bad thing in the 1950s and 60s? And I was like, yeah, we also learned that from BioShock.
31, Blair, with her lawyer, would create an honestly quite confusing legal document for me to sign where I would agree to pay back her debt. Blair, being the person who signed my checks, knew that I couldn't afford legal representation. Blair also knew that the $2,500 that she was having me pay monthly towards that debt was almost as much as I was making monthly working for her. This would mean that I could barely pay for anything else in my life other than the debt that I owed her. Everything I made working for her was going right back into her pocket. Blair would bring me to her lawyer's office, put me in a room alone with the two of them, with papers in front of me. Papers which I foolishly signed for a myriad of reasons, ranging from Blair expressing that this would mend our relationship, that it was the right thing for me to do, that this would also protect her legally and prevent her from getting into trouble with the IRS. She also would describe to me, and while I can't remember if this exact word was ever used, she essentially explained to me that because she used company funds to assist me, that she had committed embezzlement. And by converting the amount that I owed her into a loan with her company, this would save her skin legally. Now,
What?
to most people, that word may not have a lot of meaning. But to me, when I was 11, my mother was incarcerated for this exact crime, a remnant of the 2008 financial crisis. This taught me a very harsh lesson from an early age. But more importantly, Blair was aware of this past of mine. Whether this was used against me, I can't say for certain.
Oh, darling, it totally was. She knew that when she used that. This is like, I can't imagine like the way that she got into this relationship and she's just constantly used everything. And like it tracks with what Wonder was talking about. Everything he ever said became a weapon for her. When I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, I just watch them on TV and I just feel like a form of psychopathy or something is here. Obviously, I cannot diagnose anybody because again, I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist. I'm not licensed for any of these things, but I watch them on TV and I learn their terminology and sometimes I use it incorrectly on the internet. Thank you. This is like but this is high, like this is the highest level of manipulation I have seen in a really long time. Like the second he said that he was 20 and she was 28, I was like, oh shit.
But the idea of another person I loved being locked away, but this time for my actions, words cannot describe the guilt that I had. As I briefly stated earlier, Blair used this debt as a promise that this would specifically help mend our relationship, not our friendship, and put us on a better foot. It wouldn't be until a few weeks after signing that document that I would learn that she had already moved on, and had almost everyone in my daily life keep this fact a secret from me. Blair used all of this, promises of reconciliation and other factors, which will soon be further elaborated on, as means to get me to sign a document known as a deed of trust. I wasn't aware
No!
of the power that this document held, what it does, what it allowed her to do. Again, I couldn't afford legal representation. She knew that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. This is like, you know how we were talking about earlier, how like this is rare? It does keep getting worse. It's like literally not getting better. And like when I live with my mom and have just like a little bit more breathing room financially, I'm listen, I have got to do something. Like this is nightmarish for any like I this is nightmarish. I genuinely cannot imagine how stressful it has been. Oh no, it's something I was talking about to M. It was a very like specific conversation. Um oh, are you talking about this or yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like I just don't understand. Like what's wrong with people? Thorn, oh my god. This is I feel like we only have like 7 minutes left. We can make it, I think.
This.
Yeah, he's 20 years
This
younger than us.
document gave her
I
the
could have
power
given
to
birth to him probably.
foreclose if I was unable to make a monthly
But
payment
he's
of
white.
nearly $2,500 for nearly a decade. Blair knew that even with my income working for her, that this wasn't possible. So, it feels as though she knew that I would be destined to fall behind, that this outcome was inevitable. If the home is foreclosed or if I decide to sell, Blair gets an immediate payout, and it's because of this that I'm hesitant to take the easy way out. There's also the fact that there's just not enough equity in the home, that if this were to foreclose upon, Blair would still be out money, and she could then sue me further to get that money back. If you're looking for an easy point of evidence, as you can see with Wonder, Blair has a habit of taking advantage of younger men, 8 years younger than her, and their financial illiteracy for her own personal gain. Originally, I assumed that I would have the video produced by now, but unfortunately, I overestimated my abilities and also had to deal with the legal and financial stress which followed. It's obvious to me that I need to focus on myself and not destroy my well-being for this video. This, of
Yeah, don't
course,
do
leads
that,
me to the
babe.
GoFundMe. Not a penny of what has been raised will be used to repay Blair. I will be using the aid given for legal fees and
That's
only
right.
necessary expenses. The purpose is to aid me in potentially breaking out of what I can only call a manipulative situation with several lanes of legal red tape in front of me. This money will be used to secure a legal retainer.
Oz, you can only call it that because that is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. This is like the listen, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. When I saw so when I saw Oz, I was like there was a brief moment where I was like this isn't Wonder because they're so similar in like tone. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little face blind at times, but they seem very similar in tone and whatnot. I just can't just he's raised 32K for his GoFundMe. Hell yeah. Good. Because like this is nightmarish. I literally could not imagine somebody trying to take everything from you For what? Like, what do you like, what satisfaction? And she did all of that, made him sign over his entirety of his like life, his financial life, and then was like, and anyways, I'm with somebody else. Like, girl, I hope you rot. I hope you burn. I hope you burn. Some people who like country music will kind of know what I was trying to do there, but let me live.
In any legal cost. And once and only once the legal front is secured, will I use the funding to help with monthly finances related to securing my home. Finances which are not tied to Blair in any way. I also want to add that I'm not trying to escape any debt that I may rightfully owe Blair. I just don't want to fucking lose my home or lose it from retaliation. For further future transparency, I intend to provide updates with my GoFundMe, which will include progress updates and invoices when applicable. I intend to be as transparent as I legally can throughout all of this. And of course, I wanted to thank everyone for their patience with me. And I felt that this update was more than deserved for everyone who's been here so far. Thank you all. Also, she took the furniture.
Not him ending with like a little bird. Okay. I don't know if y'all heard that, but he's like, also, she picked the furniture. Listen. I'm glad. I'm glad. Listen, that part is good because it does look like even staring into the barrel of darkness still has a bit of a sense of humor, and I'm happy for that. She picked the furniture. Like everything's ugly in here because she picked it. So, we have collectively laughed, we have cried, I've eaten dinner, Twizzlers. She took the furniture. Either way, either she picked it or she took it. I could never understand it, but either way, both of them are off, like both digs. So I'm glad. Like, what a horrible, horrible person. I would not want to be known across the internet as the Grinch. I would also like to say that I used to be like upset that people were using the most unflattering photos of her for like thumbnails, and now I'm just like, keep using those. Use the most unflattering possible photo that you could find, because she is a horrible human being, allegedly, who just sucks the life out of everyone who she comes into contact with. I hope whomever she's with at this point like has seen this and understands that you're just like, next. You're next. She's gonna suck the life out of you. Literally and figuratively, both things, unless she doesn't suck like that, in which case, just figuratively. But she is a terrible human. I've not heard one good thing about her, not one. So if y'all want to donate, you can click the link in my video to get to his video, to get to his GoFundMe. I'm like, that's a lot of work. And as I stated before, I do believe there's going like in like 30 minutes, patrons, channel members, we're gonna have another little hour of fun. Well, this wasn't exactly fun. This was kind of, but you know, yesterday we got to fashion. You know, today I cried. And you know, I'm gonna see if I'll see y'all tomorrow, because I gotta talk about Danny Masterson getting divorced, not willfully, obviously, but also she still sucks. By the way, she still sucks. I'm gonna say that. But yeah, and then and the Sneeko situation, coming face to face with his own demons. So yeah, that is a good time. Maybe not like a whole hour, Thorn. It might be like 45 minutes or so, but we'll see. We'll see. What time is it? Is it 6:30? It is 6 o'clock. So probably around 6:30 we'll do it. So we'll just like do our thing. So like, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. If you are if you're still here, thank you for making it all the way through the live. If you watch this all the way to the end on the replay, do you want to do me a favor and drop like crying emojis? Because I started weeping like a bitch. So anyway, make sure, yes, members and patrons, both of y'all. This it's for both of y'all. Whenever I say patrons or members, it's all of y'all. So yeah. Don't say that. I'm like, don't ruin Hillary for me. Don't ruin my unproblematic Hillary Duff. And on that note, I will see y'all next time. Make sure you drink some water and talk nice to yourself. I like that Kara says it. I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna do it perfectly one time, and y'all are gonna be just beside yourselves. All right. Good night. Thanks for coming.